Hey, welcome. We're just going to give it a minute for people to show up. If people show up. La, 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 la. How are we feeling on this election day? Hey, Phil. I ran out of coffee. This is a kombucha in here, I have to admit. We're just going to hang for a second, you guys. Set the tone, right? It's a big day. Glad you came. I want to talk today about thoughts and our thought patterns and how to get out of thoughts that we ruminate on. I'm going to cut the music. All right. So, when I thought about what I wanted to talk about today, I wasn't considering that it's election day here. And it's election day, guys. That's a big deal. And I realized that a lot of people are really wound up in what's going to happen today and are really focused on the news, focused on the outcome, wound up in how they feel about issues. And even if you know that those thoughts that are coming again and again and that are persistent, even if you know that they're not good feeling thoughts and you're radiating out stress and you're radiating out tension and you're radiating out anger because of politics, sometimes we realize that, but those thoughts keep coming in, right? And it's hard to stop them. Or if something happens, like aside from politics, if something happens in your emotional life or in your relationships or work life that is so momentous that you can't stop the momentum of these negative thoughts, even if you're aware of them. It's a tough situation to be in, and I've been there even recently, where you need to stop that momentum. And actually, today's an important day to talk about that because a lot of people are glued to their TV, they're glued to the politics, they're glued to the outcome, which at this point, we have no control over, right? So the stress is what we really want to be able to cut, and those thoughts that just keep coming, right? So regardless of if it's politics or your personal life, I want to talk today about gaining control of those thoughts when you're stuck in rumination. Okay? So when you're stuck in a thought pattern that isn't good, you really just need to find a better feeling thought. And sometimes that is so challenging. So challenging. I get it. Meditation is a great way to learn to separate yourself, but I meditate daily and still sometimes those thoughts persist and they roll. And it takes about 17 seconds of holding on to a thought for it to start to gain its own momentum. So thinking a better feeling thought is powerful, but you need to linger there. Right? And you need to hold on to that better feeling thought for about 17 seconds for for it to compound, right? For the law of attraction to attract more to that. And so that it compounds. And so then you hold that for like another 17 seconds, not that you're counting. And if you can continue to hold on to that thought, that's great because then that will gain momentum and that's what you start to radiate out. But when you can't do that, you have to take measure. You straight up have to take measure. And so if you're glued to the TV today and it's causing you stress, if you're nervous about the outcome of today's election, which causes stress, you need to separate yourself from it. And one way of doing that is deliberately setting the intention that you're going to only be thinking good feeling thoughts in the day. Tough to do if the news is streaming, or you're with family or friends who are also like super into the outcome of what's going to happen today. But setting that intention is what's going to bring it into your awareness when you are feeling those negative thoughts, right? If you start the day with the intention of, I'm going to be only in good feeling thoughts today, I'm going to steer myself away from stress and negativity, then you're going to be aware, right? When those bad feeling thoughts come in and when the stress dominates. So one is setting intention, but there are lots of people who have the intention set. A lot of us are aware of the power of our thoughts and our energy, yet those negative thoughts still can take over. So you need to take extreme measures such as falling asleep. And I know that sounds really basic, but when a negative thought has momentum and when stress has momentum in your life, the number one best way to stop that momentum when it's incredibly difficult for you to stop it is literally go take a nap. Go lay down, reset. That will slow down the momentum of those thoughts that are compounding, right? Because the more you ruminate on those thoughts, the more they compound. And then when you're like, oh, I need to stop thinking these thoughts, what happens? Well, you're still thinking about the thoughts, right? I can't go there. I shouldn't go there. I can't think this thought. It doesn't feel good. Well, you're still putting energy into those thoughts. And so it's still compounding. So the very best solution, if it's like that powerful, which I know that they can be, is to go lay down and close your eyes and take a nap. Or put on a meditation, like a guided meditation, and meditate, even though it's tougher, right? Meditation is a great way, but it's tougher to slow that momentum down because then you're sitting there with your eyes closed, still thinking about the issue. So yeah, taking a nap, highly recommended. What else was I going to say about that? When you wake up from the nap, you will have a softer mind for a period of time. So it's in those initial minutes after you wake up that you want to start cultivating the better feeling thought. Okay? So there's always a better feeling thought, and things are going to be okay. If you have trouble pinpointing what that better feeling thought is, then you can just do a simple mantra. Okay, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me, right? Or it's okay. Everything is going to be okay. Those are better feeling thoughts than whatever it is that you might be ruminating on, right? And so those are what you want to cultivate and start saying after you wake up, after you soften, because taking that nap and slowing the momentum of the roll that you're on is effective. It's going to slow that roll, but quickly after you wake up, you need to replace with the better feeling thoughts. Linger in them. Okay, 17 seconds, according to Esther Hicks, right? 17 seconds to build that momentum towards the better feeling thoughts. After about 17 seconds minimum, another better feeling thought will be added, and you will start to be looking towards the positive. Okay, so the nap, highly recommended. Today, like I said, it's a big day, and we have no control. If you have voted, you've done your job, and now sitting in front of the news and watching like negativity and tension stream into your home, isn't a benefit for you. And, I spoke earlier about setting those intentions. Setting the intention for the better feeling thought. Well, it's huge. You actually, like at Taproots, I'm all about being deliberate about managing our energy so that we can make this world a better place. Spirit, mind, and body. We have to manage this energy. Yeah. And today's a big day. And the collective energy is tense, right? So much emotion, so much conviction wrapped up in the outcome of today. Let's see. So, I don't know. Do you guys have any questions? I'm going to look and see. Thank you. Oh, casting votes in person. Yeah, I know. I'm wondering too. Oh my gosh. Hello in Brazil. Glad to see you here. Yeah. I'm done with my spiel of what I wanted to say, and I'm open if you guys have any questions for me regarding this. I intended to come in today talking about our energy and how to manage it, right? And setting those deliberate intentions are powerful towards managing how we're feeling. And then it occurred to me that today is election day. And so I still kind of felt like, you know what, this really applies to every day, especially even a big day like today. Yes, it's election day and people are stressed. I'm not. I don't watch the news. I don't have cable. So just because I'm talking at you, I will let you know. I've said it in a couple of my posts, but I grew up in a very political environment. Like, whoa, political. Okay. Like I've said in the past, my dad was this senior partner at this big law firm in LA, and all my uncles were politicians and attorneys and statesmen. And we debated all the time. Like in my family, we discussed everything. We didn't fight. Everything was a discussion or a debate. Playing the devil's advocate was the norm, in my house. Don't get in an argument with me, man. I'm good. I will take you down. I'm joking. I don't know if that's the truth, but I'm pretty good. Right? I'm pretty good at debate. I'm pretty good at politics. I was an ambassador. I was a youth ambassador. I thought I'd be a lobbyist, you guys. I grew up in mock legislature, mock courts, mock governments where we'd take over the California, like the Senate room and the House chambers and take these bills into action, even the governor's office. I was a youth ambassador to communist Eastern Europe right before the wall came down. So when I say I grew up in politics, like I really grew up in politics, and I've learned that it's so divisive, right? People get so wrapped up in this, and I've removed myself from a lot of that tension because it doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve me to have the news streaming into my house. What does serve me is being in connection, spirit, mind, and body, with me being the best version of myself possible, and voting and advocating for things that really, truly resonate spirit, mind, and body. So yeah, I don't even have cable. We tune into news, and I'll show my kids different news outlets and how they report on things, and then we discuss. But I know how I feel personally on things, and as long as it resonates with source, whom I'm close to, and resonates with my interpretation of the world, then that's great. Me lashing out at other people or putting my anger or, you know, fighting with people whose minds are already made up, it's not worth it. It's not worth the discord. So if you're feeling in discord today, take a nap.